Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Oh, nice.
Fun.
So this got sent, and actually a lot of the names here on this list, I have no idea who they are, which is super cool.
No. Is it?
Yeah.
I think I knew. I think we know a few.
You know who Brian Chong is?
No.
Exactly.
But I'm saying that I think we know a few.
Oh, no, but I said a lot of them, not all of them. I think we probably know the top 5, I would imagine.
Oh, probably.
But a lot of them are actually from the Philippines. Others are from all across Asia. There is, I would imagine, there are going to be some familiar faces. But discovering new names is always fun. And this kind of compilations do a very good job of instigating and intriguing us.
That's right, igniting brand new discoveries like that, like we just did with Angeline.
Yeah.
Say we found her in the best female vocals from the Philippines, and it was like, wow, her buckling of the knee situation, the shoe situation, led us to finding. Yeah, let's have a look.
Brian Chong.
Oh, from the Philippines.
First time. This is just male. Sarate. Is that the same song?
I think
Jed Madela.
Of course, Jed. It's too clean. It's too freaking clear. What the hell was? Sorry, but that was. Let's have a moment for Jed.
Well, Jed
do that again. If you hear it here in Carl's take of this particular part of the song.
Yep.
You're hearing the larynx being lifted due to high twanginess. So their usage of twanginess to maintain the larynx in that position as you slide into the next note, right? So it becomes more prominent from the cheekbones up here, comes down the nose. It's a bit more forward of a sound. It's a bit more edge cutting. But then you hear the different technique in the same range with and he's actually doing it with the complete flip and modulation of the larynx itself. So the larynx are shifting, and you can totally hear and see the change in the physical change. Also, Jed is naturally more grounded. Even his speaking voice is really naturally down resonant. So his larynx set differently. So you hear the difference here and there's such flip of the larynx there. Obviously, there's still twang usage to maintain once you find the positioning on the larynx, but it's mainly done through physical shift. Rather than straight lifting. That's what happens when you use twang.
And that's why his sounds so... Well, Jed Madela, the way he does it, then that's the reason why he sounds so clear, because he doesn't do that.
Well, it's a different technique. It's just two different ways of reaching the same note.
I see.
There's no right or wrong. Both are safe. Both are correct.
Right.
Both create the same effect at the end of the day.
Seem to like Jeds.
You like Jeds?
Yeah.
Again, it's just
sounds like a flute.
It is, but it's more demanding.
Oh, I see.
His technique is more physically demanding.
Okay.
Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah, got voice.
Yes.
Michael.
Look at that freaking. I adore him.
It's
him.
crazy.
My God, his projection is insane, and he's not even having any ear monitors. How does he know?
It's in that show we saw someone perform there as well, but I can't remember who it was. But it was
Bro, how he's so handsome when he sings like that. Oh, Michael. Give that man a freaking billboard
Yeah, he deserves
already.
Yeah. Deserves it. Truly one of my favorite discoveries that we've made on the channel, Michael.
Oh, it's so
For sure.
great.
Yeah.
It's so great. Honestly.
Michael and Daryl and
Bugoy. Yeah.
They're fucking special.
Yeah, but then he gets better. We're about to see Chris Loring.
Yeah, he's pretty high up there, right?
He's pretty freaking awesome, too.
So just turn down the lights and close the door. Oh, I love that dress, but you won't need it anymore.
He's got too much swagger.
Ah!
Okay,
Wouldn't
alright.
he be number one though? Because he can actually turn into a female.
I
the way he
don't
sounds.
actually know who's
He can
at the
actually
top.
turn into Regine. Not just any woman.
It's crazy even for me.
Yeah.
I don't understand. We'll talk about Marcelito in a second, but let's talk about
Chris.
how cool Chris is. His technique is so freaking
Clean.
pedigree perfect when it comes to the R&B realm of singing.
Yeah.
Because you can do R&B really dirty. You can do R&B really like a gruff, like rough around the edges.
Right.
But
It's the word gruff.
yeah,
What does that mean?
gruffy. It's like
Don't think there's a word.
I think it is.
I don't think that exists.
Fair enough.
Gruff. A mixture between, I don't know what. Rough and...
And
Yeah, grab.
no,
Grabbing. Gruff.
gruffing.
I don't think that exists.
Fair enough. We'll make it a verb. But it's a bit more of like you can do it lazily, right?
Yeah, sure.
You can do R&B, hit the notes, and do all the runs, and adhere to the genre in a really lazy but unsafe way of singing, especially for the male,
Okay.
from the male singer. But with Chris, it is just so accurate. Everything is just so perfectly calculated, and you can hear that, and you can hear the comfort that comes from that safety net.
Yeah.
That it's calculated, that is well thought through, that is really well delivered, and that gives that sense of comfort. Even when you're hearing a really exhausting song,
Right.
like Versace on the floor,
Versace.
Versace, but like in the way he sang in it, you know it's a demanding song, but you naturally have a sense of ease when you hear it because you know he's not gonna miss.
He's also gained your trust throughout the whole song,
That's right. And that comes from that calculated thought process to singing.
I would say if you want to look at some of the best vocal R&B pedigree singers, I'd say Chris, JR, Daryl, Michael, Kel,
Kel would
they
be
also have
fantastic for
a
that
great
too.
pedigree of that.
I would also put Daryl and Bugoy into the mixture.
I think Bugoy, it's a master at growling and understanding the utilization of different techniques for different genres. I think I would consider him to be a much more versatile. I know he's an R&B purist, but he's so versatile in that manner.
Yeah.
He's an odd individual. For being a purist, you wouldn't imagine him to be that versatile.
That's true, but then again, that's not a weird phenomenon in the Philippines. We've seen it
I still think he's
plenty of
special.
times. Indeed, I agree. And then there's this.
Bruno Mars.
Of course.
All right, yeah, he is. All
right. Let's just break it down in sections because it's too much, too quick.
It's so funny, his story and of his brother and him on how they began a three-piece band in LA with a shitty electric drum kit and because his brother was a police officer at that point, and he hadn't played the drums in a while, and then he picked it back up because he had moved, and Bruno was starting to make some moves in the industry, very early on, but he decided to chase the career, and then they just started gigging as a trio, him and another, I think it was a guitarist, can't remember his name, I wish I did, but yeah, I think he was one of those first singers that did it at a world stage, where he changed that mentality of the live version. The studio version is better than the live version. It can be pop, but it can still be better live.
Absolutely.
He's definitely one of those. He deserves a lot of credit for what he's achieved.
Well, I think his talent is unmatched. Personally, I think his vocal, his vocal capabilities are, the world knows it, but they're really special.
I wonder how in tune he is with the Filipino music industry, like the singers.
I wouldn't be surprised if he knows a lot about it.
I would imagine.
I
would
think
imagine.
you know, we've seen it with other artists that, you know, still have a close tie to the Filipino music industry, even though they're super global. And I think I think they would know. I think they would know.
I'm sure. No, I mean, like, in the sense of, you know, when he goes touring there, and when he has opening acts and stuff like that, or when he, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I suppose.
who has he worked with and stuff like that? I'd love to know
I wonder
that.
who opens for Bruno Mars when he goes to the Philippines. That's a big deal.
Yeah. But yeah.
And then Marcelito, I just wanted to address that
yeah.
he is incredible. And I think if you want to know more in depth of my thoughts about Marcelito, you can check out our previous videos on how I freak out over that performance in specifically. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he's good.
And then he goes into Darren. Freaking young Darren. But
What do you say to taking chances? What do you say to jumping?
with Ralph Salazar and Senor Mr. Wow! Do it again!
For you.
I love Darren.
What do you say to taking chances? What do you say to jumping? I can be
Jay.
Oh, yes!
I can get so
Everyone loves him. Like.
I love him. That haircut suits him so much. How does he look the same today? That is my question. Like, I don't understand.
I don't know what he eats.
How he looks the same.
What
today.
he does, because he was literally, and I imagine right now he's probably fucking tired as hell because he just did a large tour. I don't know if he's still going.
He's still going.
Bloody hell!
He is still going on that US tour. He's still hitting them
Like
dates.
from bars to big stages to everything, and everything's fucking sold out, and it's insane. He's
He
doing
is
so well.
Working hard.
But it's obviously that's very fatiguing, and yeah, and I mean having the awesome chance to have him a couple of times in the pod and like seeing his approaches, but he comes from that live scene pedigree, so this is like any season, I guess, for him. I guess he probably missed it so much,
Definitely.
you know, in comparison to the previous years, because he could probably do it whenever he wanted, but now, you know, given the circumstances, it's amazing that he's back on the road.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
In
It
the
really
US
is.
and that he's so fucking popular.
Well, Efra, I honestly...
Because that's how I judge popularity. I don't judge it on like followers or like, you know, subs or all of this stuff. Like that, obviously, it's nice and it's amazing. But when you go and you get fucking people singing your songs...
When you sell out the shows that you
whatever
have
you're
scheduled,
selling out, yeah, say it's 1,000 people, say it's 200, say it's 10,000. When your expectations are you know, thrown overboard and everyone's singing your songs and everyone's sweating out of dancing your music and
That's right.
everyone's buying your merch, and that's popularity.
That's success.
Yeah,
right?
that's popularity.
Yeah,
You know, not just all this other stuff that goes on along with it, which obviously deserves its credit, but that's crazy because it's also more tangible. It feels.
I believe that's also the part that is more rewarding of the whole
especially
industry.
music.
Yeah, because you're getting a face-to-face interaction with the people that have supported you, and they're there supporting you in the moment.
Yeah.
That are there to experience the great thrill that is to perform live with you. I think that right there, it's what makes it worth it.
I hope it's going well, and I
hope so
hope
too.
it keeps going, and most importantly, I hope he's feeling all right because he's tiring.
Yeah, I hope you're resting well, brother.
Yeah.
Getting some good night's sleep because you're gonna need it. Doors are crazy. Oh, but I just love his vocals. Oh, JR.
Watching
Watching
you.
you.
China. Whoa. So in this video, the top 8, they're all from the Philippines.
Well, yeah.
That's crazy. But
Well, yeah.
if you were to think about it though, in the whole of Asia, in terms of live like that, and that live pedigree, highest ranges. It's so hard now because with the podcast we've been able to discover, and I would recommend everyone to check our previous podcast of yesterday, which was in Vietnam.
Oh, yeah. Pretty wild.
Insane.
Moments. Wild.
I would recommend you to check out this podcast from Indonesia.
The podcast from
Thailand,
India.
From India, from Pakistan, from where else have we been? That it's obviously South Korea, Japan. So it's like now Asia's become so fucking large to me in terms of music.
You know what we haven't done, and people suggested it to me last night?
Who? What?
Singapore.
We have done Singapore.
We have.
Yeah, we have.
We've done Singapore?
We've done Singapore, yeah. Like JJ Lin.
Oh, we have!
The Sam Willows.
Oh my god, we have.
Yeah. Sun Yanxi, Lin Ying. That they have a lot of artists who are very also popular in China. Like insanely popular in China.
Yes,
But yeah, JJ Lin, one of your, someone who marked you.
One of my favorites, yeah.
He's from Singapore. He's actually from Singapore.
He's from Singapore, and I thought he was from China for the longest time ever.
Because he's so fucking famous.
Yes.
But yeah, we have done Singapore.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah. The problem is, I don't think many of you guys saw that podcast because it got fucking blocked.
That's what it was. I knew there was an issue, that was blockage in my mind.
Yeah, it got blocked like 3 times.
Yeah, it was pretty
So,
tough.
but it's out. So you can
It's
give
out,
it a watch.
it's out now.
Yeah, you can give it a watch if you wish. But yeah, the previous podcast that we did was Vietnam. So it's so much. Yeah, Asia's become way. We're learning a bit more, and obviously this is only the tip of the iceberg as well in terms of singers and names that we've been able to learn. But yeah, it's so hard now. I don't know if I can have a top 10. I just look at these rankings in a matter of just discovering new names. I don't actually pay attention much to the numbers.
That's right. And I don't think I do either. I think the positioning of the rank itself is so irrelevant for me now. I think it's all
I
about.
seriously couldn't care less.
I think it's all about, discovering new names, understanding fantastic performances and snippets of, because that's what I think these videos do really well, that they pick moments in their careers that without these compilations you would have never been exposed to, right?
I've never seen that JR moment, for
Me
example.
neither.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, it's pretty freaking
Watch
cool.
and you.
We've seen this performance
Bows.
though. Yeah. Insane vocals. He's like a royal. God! A5? Of course, B5.
Congratulations, sana magkita tayo ulit.
Thank you. Congratulations. Yeah, alright. Yes. Indeed, congratulations. Thank you.
See, but that's the thing. It's like I don't think that even does justice to Dimash. Like that 5 second, whatever the fuck it was.
What was it? An E7.
I think it was. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it makes no sense. But again, like here's the other thing as well. Like with Dimash, I actually don't find that those pots the most memorable pots. It's obviously, I don't know what the fuck are the human limits for that man, but
he's got none.
But it's like what I really like about him. It's the persona he becomes when he performs, his artistry, his performance level, and then all his takes on many of this
journey that he lets you embark on.
Apart from the high notes and all this other stuff, like that's all good. I've always said it. I'm not the biggest. Like that, I'm not the biggest power vocal stan. Like that's not what makes me. What makes my boat float.
Yeah, okay.
What
rows your boat?
Yes, what makes my boat float. It's level of performance, cadence, melody, showcasing something different, providing and setting an example for core principles of music that have somewhat been forgotten.
Indeed, things that have somewhat been reimagined, re-envisioned, fusions, changes, new takes. I think that's what's really impressive.
And he's very good at that.
Yeah.
So,
indeed.
I mean, let us know what your thoughts about it. I'm very, very excited to hear the comments on this type of videos. They're super fun. And
what would be your personal top male singers?
In terms of range.
In terms of range, I would love to check them out if we haven't yet. And if we've got any more videos or anything related to this, leave it down in the comment section below and we will check it out soon.
Tune in on Future Friday Plus, 12 p.m. UK time for more Reset.
That's
Goodbye.
right.